Call tracking, it's so vital to the success of your marketing campaign. Let's break down 3 tips on why. Hi, I'm JB with Marketing 360, and we help small businesses grow with our marketing and design, talent, and technology through our #1 marketing platform, Marketing 360. We call marketing and design MAD, and we love MAD. And hopefully these videos will help you fall in love with MAD too. So make sure to follow us to learn tips, tricks, and strategies to grow your business and fuel your brand. So let's break down 3 tips on why call tracking is so important to your marketing so you better understand the value there and maybe just some tips on how to set it up. Let's jump in. So tip number 1 is use call tracking. First and foremost, it's so important because of this. Not all of your conversions are non-calls. In other words, you get online purchases if you're e-commerce store, but you also get phone-in orders, right? If you're lead generation, not everybody fills out that free quote form or whatever form you have on your website. A lot of them call. And so if you're not tracking your calls, you don't truly understand how you're receiving those calls, and therefore you can't increase your efforts in those areas to generate more calls. For example, we generate, thousands of leads a month here, and about 40% are calls in many cases. On the low months, it's 20%. If we didn't have call tracking, we would essentially be operating in the blind for a majority or a big piece of our budget, and therefore we wouldn't be able to adequately optimize our marketing to drive more calls and more success. With call tracking, we're able to do that, and so that's why you need to have call tracking. Let's dive in and talk about a little bit more about how to set it up and some value adds there. Tip number 2 is how do you set up call tracking? Well, there's a lot of different ways. One way, if you're doing Google AdWords actually has a dynamic call tracking functionality that you can set up on your website. In other words, there's a script and you essentially wrap your phone number in it. What Google AdWords does then, when somebody comes to your website from a particular campaign or a keyword, it will auto-update that phone number to a dynamic phone number that tracks through the analytics of the campaign. So you can see which keywords and which campaigns within your AdWords account are generating the most calls, so you can truly track what's driving you success. So that's one way. The other way is to just set up call tracking numbers on your website that do 2 things. It tracks the call, but it also is able to record the call. And so if you want to do call coaching and these sorts of things, it can be very valuable in that regard, so you can improve the quality of those conversations so that the calls that you're receiving, you can turn more of those into customers. Tip number 3 is to use call tracking for different pieces of your business. For example, if you have different locations, you want to have different call tracking numbers for those locations. Also, maybe you don't have different locations, but maybe you have different services. Maybe you have a phone number for new customers and another phone number on your website listed as existing customers. This will help funnel those calls so that you can better understand how many calls you're receiving from new prospects versus how many calls you're receiving from existing customers. This is all good information to have. With Marketing 360 in particular, we have a new technology we're rolling out here very shortly, which will actually generate different call tracking numbers for different marketing programs. Whether it came through a social media marketing program, an email marketing program, or maybe a Google search marketing program, that phone number will be different. Track those calls, timestamp it with a logo of that program, and even show that in the CRM for your contacts, so you know specifically this is a contact that came in from a call on social media that maybe saw this particular ad. How valuable is that? The more information that you have, the more powerful your marketing can be, and call tracking allows for that. Bonus tip of the day is don't be afraid of call tracking. It's really not that hard to set up, and don't be concerned that your number's changing on your website. A lot of times we hear concerns where people don't want to change that number because they've had the same number for so long. Here's the deal. Nobody's saving those numbers anymore. It's so easy and so fast to search nowadays. They just search for your business name and they click and they call whatever number's available. It's just that easy on your phone. It literally would take longer to save it and find it in your contact list many times. But if they do that, it's still not a problem because you'll still receive all your calls to your company phone number. The call tracking number simply forwards those calls to your company phone number, so you never miss a call. There's literally no concerns. There's only upside to call tracking, so don't be afraid to use it. So thanks for watching. I appreciate your time. Please share this video if you have friends or co-workers or anybody that you know that might see value in this video. Please share it. Follow us on social media for more content like this in the future. Happy marketing.